everyone, and welcome to the Married to Bravo podcast with Joleen and hype man husband Xchel.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I appreciate you and everything that you've done.
Me or them?
The microphone.
The microphone. Okay, let's go. Let's go. If you're joining us live, smash that like, you guys. Share us out on your social media and leave your comments in the chat. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is we have a Patreon where we have exclusive content like Married to Survivor every Monday night, where we rewatch and watch for the first time a lot of episodes of Survivor because Xchel's a new fan. So like he had to get married to Bravo when he married me, he also had to marry Survivor. But you like Survivor.
I like Survivor. We're doing Cook County. We're doing Cook Islands. So if you want to come in and check us out, join our Patreon. So that way we can give you all the sweet updates from Cook Island.
Yeah.
Joleen's first time watching it and Daddy Yule's first season.
Yeah, Zaddy
Yule.
He's a Zaddy Xchel. And Parvati's first season and all kinds of fun people. Ozzy. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But we're also covering this season of Jersey, which is ending. And then next we'll cover New York.
Really?
I think.
I don't know if I'm on board for that.
Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk offline. You
we'll
guys.
do New York.
So we're going to be doing New York. I know there are a couple episodes in. But
I'm only an East Coast housewife type of guy.
You do prefer the East Coast ones.
Yeah.
You don't like Orange County.
No, they're so fake.
Okay. And you don't like Beverly Hills.
No, where are the people of color?
Well, they do have one woman of color
after how many seasons?
In New York.
Oh, yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
But Jersey doesn't have. They have Italian women.
Okay.
No.
They're
all like white ladies.
Oh, my biggest thing is where are the people of color?
You got to watch Atlanta.
Yeah.
Which you liked Atlanta.
I like Atlanta. But you and Busy are covering Atlanta and you pushed me out.
Potomac?
You said you can't do Atlanta. Me and Busy.
I wish that you would have been begging me to do that.
It's Sip and Key, not Sip and Xchel.
You're the best sip ever. Okay. So thank you guys. I'm just trying new things. I got a new Charlotte Tilbury eye pencil, and it's got a matte on one side and a glitter on the other. And it's not sharp right now. I don't have a sharpener because I'm not a big eyeliner gal, but I'm trying to be an eyeliner gal because you got to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, you do.
All the time.
You can't be the same.
Like, what do you switch up in your style?
My hats.
You do switch up your hats.
I no longer wear hats.
You haven't worn a hat in a while.
Yeah, in a while.
I love you in a hat.
Thanks. My hair looks nicer, so I don't need a hat. But my hair is getting to the point where I might need a hat soon.
Yeah, your hair grows really fast.
Thanks.
So we'll have to. You're welcome. You're lucky. I feel like I'm losing hair and you're gaining it.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yay, marriage.
Oh, we gotta stop and get you a sharpener. You said.
Yes, we have to get me a sharpener. But I'm definitely trying eyeliner. And the last time I did a little bit of eyeliner, the algorithm on YouTube is really watching you because it was shittier than this, if you can believe it, you guys.
Did it request videos that
are
shitty eyeliners?
Yes. It was like how to properly do your eyeliner when you don't know how and stuff. So I watched a video and the lady was saying you're not supposed to pull at your eye. You're supposed to go along your cry line, your water line, and
your cry line goes up.
Yeah, and that's what you're supposed to kind of do.
Oh,
Well, you're supposed to go and then follow it up.
I thought your cry lines go down. I didn't know your tears go up.
I didn't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I just pretend that I know. I pretend that I know. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us live in the chat. Let us know all your thoughts and feelings. If you want to drop a super chat, that's cool.
And does your cry line go up or down?
Yeah. Do you cry your tears up?
Or do they go down?
It'd be amazing if it went up.
Why?
Like cartoony, up and out.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. So we're wrapping up tonight. We were hanging out with Nana and Papa for the last week.
Yeah.
So we really couldn't catch up.
That was fun.
Yeah, we were just looking at homes. What did you find looking at homes, Xchel? Anything good?
No, I could not find a home.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, there were no homes available.
There's lots of homes available.
Got it. We just can't afford any of them.
Well, we can't afford them.
The used ones we can't afford.
We can't afford the used ones, but we can afford the new ones.
That's
Make it
so
make
weird.
sense.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Everyone's offering over the used ones. So
Yeah.
that prices us out. Yeah.
Like $50,000 or $100,000.
No inspections.
No inspections. Some people aren't even going in the house. Our realtor took us to a house in Palm Springs and said, you can make an offer. You can always pull it back, but we can't get into the house. So you just, based on the outside of it. And we're like, what?
That's
what?
crazy.
What?
Yeah.
This market is insane. So we're just going to sit back. And if something works out, we're in a lottery for space in Vegas for a lot to build on. And if that doesn't work out, if they don't pull us, our backup plan is
Joleen wants to go back to LA.
I just want to go back to LA. Like
Yeah.
I know that
You're cool without being in LA. You know that, right?
Well, I don't think I'm cool in LA. I think I'm nerdier in LA. Like
But do you want to go back because that would be cool?
No, I want to go back, but I changed my mind. I want to go back a little because I like LA. I like the city. I hate it for a while and then I like it again. I miss it. I like the food. I like the culture. I like the smell of pee. I like my friends there. I like the hikes. I like Griffith Park.
That's nice.
I like being by the ocean, but I just like being by you.
Got it. So wherever I go, you're good? Oklahoma, here we come.
Wow, I'm going to have to I mean, yes.
We get a big house there.
Yes. So some people say, yay, Vegas. Shannon Van says, and Coco Nicole says, come home to LA. I know there's just something magical about LA. It always will be. I've always wanted to live there since I was little, and I did live there.
Is it the desperation?
It's the desperation. It's how you just run your finances into the ground. But I think I'm going to say we're smarter, but the price of living is still really high. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It feels like renting there is the same price as getting a mortgage. So it's kind of like whichever way we go is okay.
Yeah, it's almost, it's a little more to rent. I mean, you get more obviously with your mortgage and you build equity.
I looked at those kitchens in LA for us renting. Mm-hmm. They're doo-doo.
They redid some of them.
Yeah, but most of them are doo-doo.
But to get the kitchens that are redone, $2,400 for a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
What is this? New York, San Francisco? What is going on?
Yeah, right. I'm pissed. I'm pissed now.
We're so mad, guys.
We're pissed.
We might end up back in West Hollywood. Maybe we'll go to our old apartment.
We're gonna go mad.
When we left that apartment,
they made it nicer.
We had been asking them for 7 years. Can you please pull this carpet? It's gross. They give you the cheapest carpet. It was pulling up in places.
I laid on it.
Chell laid on it. He loved it, but it was just like. We filmed a lot in there with our friends, like web series and stuff. And so the carpet just could never get clean. We would steam clean it. It never got clean. And then the minute we leave, he's like, can't do that. You got to wait till you're there. The lady next to us lived there 25 years. 25.
10 years.
But he made her wait 25. Tisvia.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I know she traded apartments. She used to live in a different one.
Oh, yeah. So then we leave and they put these like laminate floors in. They do new cabinets.
$1,800. $200 more than one.
$200 more. Oh, okay. We digress, you guys. But that's what we've been doing. So now we're back to talk all things Jersey with my husband, the one I started Married to Bravo with. The whole concept of the show was I love Bravo. He doesn't, but unfortunately.
And I got away, but now I got roped back in. So I don't know how that happened.
But unfortunately for him, when he married me, he married Bravo. So getting like a non-fan husband's take on the show. I know there are husbands out there now, child, that
are forced to watch it like me.
That love it though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And there's people who have reached out to us because we've been doing this since 2017.
We love it.
She's winking at me. But there's people who've reached out and said like that your podcast opened my husband's eyes to try watching it because you can watch it with your wife if she likes it, or maybe the husband likes it and the wife doesn't like it. You can watch it with your significant other. Mm-hmm. And you can still look at it with a critical eye, or it can be kind of funny. You know, the stuff that you pick up, I'm like, well, that's just how it is. And you're like, well, why?
Yeah.
So it can be fun.
Okay.
So let's get started. Do we watch Below Deck? I don't. Chell watches Top Chef. That's the only other Bravo show Chell watches.
I love Top Chef.
I do make you watch Summer House sometimes.
Yeah. And I told you to watch Summer House because my friend was like, oh, you love Married to Bravo. You're going to love Summer House.
Yep. Shout out to Paul Valancourt. Very talented, hilarious comedian, actor, dude, and writer, and all the things. He loves Summer House. He watches with his wife.
Yep.
Who's a talented writer for TV and fantastic.
Yep.
I mean, look at good people watch these shows, not just trashy people like me.
No.
Like good. You're supposed to say you're not trashy.
No, I mean, no, not only you watch it. Other people watch it.
Summer House, though. Oh, I wish I would have covered this season when Luke was like so Minnesotan. Oh my God, Canadian/Minnesotan, and he yelled at Carl and little blondie boy, and he was like, "I don't like you. I don't." I loved it because it was his accent. It was like, "I don't like you," and I think he said an F-bomb, but they believed it. I don't fucking like you. It was so Minnesotan. Oh my God, I know. You had to be there. Yeah, Summer House this season.
20 to 30-year-olds in a house that they rent in the summer outside of New York City.
Yep.
They're professionals in New York City during the day, but in the summer they're all party town USA. And they rent a house and they stay there. And sometimes they hook up Sometimes
Yeah.
they bring their girlfriend, boyfriend, and that's about it.
Sometimes they break up. Sometimes Lindsay freaks out.
They fight.
Her boobs come out.
You said her poop comes out. That's so funny.
Hannah, oh my God.
Everybody's poop comes out.
Xchel, do you know that Hannah became a comedian now?
Hannah's a comedian now? That makes sense to me. I could totally see her doing that. What? There's like comedians that look exactly like her. So it's like totally like that's the thing that people want right now.
And I'm all for female comedians. I love a female comedian.
Then why are you hating?
Because it's like reality star comedian.
You trying to snatch her bag?
No, I don't want her bag. I hope she gets all the bag. I find her, some people have said this about me, so I can say about someone else, insufferable this season.
Who said that about you? Was it Tilly?
No, people on YouTube. People on YouTube. But I just cannot stand Hannah because I just find her, she just doesn't make any sense. And she's so mean to Amanda. And I like Amanda. I like Paige. I like pretty much everybody.
Why can't she be a comedian? Why are you
because it's just like that basic. I get she's early on in her career, but she's using comedy as an excuse to be mean. Like, I feel like on the show, she's like, we're comedians. Like, no, your fiance Des is like a legit comedian. Like, that dude has went around the world.
I mean, she's doing good. I think she's using her platform to jump. I mean, that's what you got to do. Look at Theo Von.
But he's been doing it forever.
Did he do it before Real World though?
But that was before like social media. He and Kristina Pazaginski, I can't say her name, because I don't know it. Who's married to Tom Segura? I'm horrible at names. She was great, and she started before social media. But now it's just like everyone's like, I follow at Batches on Instagram, and now I share their memes. So now I make memes. What goes good with wine? More wine. While you're like being, I don't know. I think it's because I don't enjoy her on the show anymore. So now I just don't want.
Well, I'm going to side on the, I hope you continue your career in comedy. I hope
you do too. As a woman to woman, I hope in a couple years, she's young too. I got to give her the benefit of the doubt. She's starting really young, which is good. It's a good thing. I'm hating. I'll be honest with you. I'm hating, but I just think she's just.
Why you hating?
Because she's not. She doesn't seem nice. She doesn't. And there's a likability that goes with comedy. You have to be able to say these like cuckoo crazy things, and people like 90% of it is likability.
Have you seen a set?
I know a lot of them are not likable.
You can't say that. You haven't seen a set. You don't know what she's like. You can't say that. Theo,
yes, friend of Crystalia, unfortunately. But Theo, because he came from reality TV.
He jumped. He did the thing that Hannah's doing. Hey, I have a platform.
However,
try to.
I will say this about Theo. He works really, really hard. We saw him in a situation.
Hannah work hard?
I just feel like she's coming off this. Theo waited years till after. It's just, maybe I'm a little peanut butter and jelly. You get this reality show, and then you get to jump right in. All of a sudden, she's at Stand Up New York, the comic store. She's all over the place.
So she's performing all over. So that's making you upset.
I don't know what it is. I'm just not enjoying her this season.
There's nothing wrong with her doing comedy. And and that's what people want. They want numbers, and if that's what brings people to the club,
it's true.
That's what works.
I hope she sticks with it and realizes that it is a lot of work. You gotta write, you gotta perform constantly, you gotta do the damn thing. It's not just making, memes.
Yeah, she could do it. What does she do now? She's just a podcaster, so she's got time.
How do people live on podcasting?
Yeah.
I want to live on podcasting.
You are living on podcasting.
I have a day job.
Yeah, but you do this.
But I want to pay my mortgage on a podcast.
Her day job is getting on a television show. It's the same thing.
No, it says podcaster, Xchel. Quote unquote.
They have quotes on everybody.
I think I'm just mad about her coming in and doing the dirty with her new boyfriend on Amanda.
That's why you're jealous. You like her boyfriend.
Believe me, I do not.
You wish I was a successful comedian so you can marry me.
Xchel, you are as successful as this dude. That
guy talks Chinese. I can't talk Chinese.
He does speak Chinese.
That's awesome.
Mandarin, Chinese, yeah. No, he's good. He's talented.
He seems like a professional comedian.
He's very professional. I don't have anything.
Gigs in Chinese and English.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Bilingual.
Awesome.
Yes, Denise said it perfectly. Hannah is in it to be an asshole. Right now, Hannah's in that stage of early comedy where people think the goal is, I hope she grows out of it because a lot of us do, the goal is to just be an ass and there's not enough self-deprecation. It's always.
Have you seen her set?
Yes. I have.
Where is it? I want to see it.
You can go online and you can find it.
She has a 5-minute clip online.
I've seen clips. I don't know if I've seen a full 5.
I just don't think that you can say that she needs to do XYZ if haven't seen her full
she
5.
also makes fun of like people's possible cries for suicide. Like it's just things she has to learn because Luke was having some issues, and maybe because he's a Minnesota boy, and I know he's a fuck boy, but I felt a little some type of way about her making someone's suicide or I don't want to even say, I shouldn't say that word because we're gonna get demonetized, but someone's possible self, hurting themselves.
Can we call it something else like no?
Yeah, like someone's no. She made it into kind of like a funny, and do
you know if she experienced her friend's no, and so she's using comedy to make it make sense?
Listen, I know you're trying to be the other side, and I love you for that, but I watched a full season of this chick. She's got a podcast. I've listened to the problematic words she says, and if you're a comedian, entertainment, anyone, most people in their lives have been touched by suicide, and we know a lot of comedians that we know, and famous comedians, obviously, that everybody knows, that'll, have
use the word.
Have no-no'd
yeah.
out of this world.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. You never know, so it's just... There are just lots of things. I've built a case already. You know how I am. I'm Judge Judy.
You built the case.
But I think it's because I'm disappointed in her because I used to really like her. I thought she was funny and fresh and cool. And then I'm just like, no, she's just one of those people that she's like, I'm so okay with myself. I don't need to be in a relationship to like define me. And I don't even get caught up like other girls. She played the card I hate when women play. And it's I'm not like the other girls. I'm a cool girl. If anyone ever tells you women, men, they're the cool girl, they're not. They're pegging themselves against a whole gender of people, calling all of us ladies lame because we might want a kid and a job and a husband or a wife. She's like, I like to just like free fuck. And you're like, no, don't. You get attached. Everybody gets attached with sex.
When you say that word, it makes me think of like doing it in space where you're just kind of floating freely around. Look,
Joleen is 100% right. I don't want to Joleen, just give up. I can't win against Chell. He's a good person. He wants to see the best in people. So it's just good that he's always here to open my eyes. How does she think she was dating Luke? Yeah, she thought she was dating this guy. Like, yeah, he threw out some mixed signals.
I think that's on Luke. Luke was saying things
he was
to
a little
privately, and that made her believe that
he's a fuckboy. He's a fuckboy,
and therefore that's why she believed that.
Mm-hmm.
If someone you like tells you something and they're off doing something different, I mean, you're going to believe what they say because you really like them. That one's on Luke. Sorry.
No, I do agree with you. I do think Luke gives mixed signals because the new cast member who's a nurse, I love her. She came in this season and Luke thought like he was talking to her and to Hannah and giving mixed signals and ghosted her after she went to Minnesota. Like
Luke trying to get the yeah.
He's trying to get, what's a yeah?
It's the opposite of the no.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what April is saying. Oh, Hannah from Summer House. I was watching Heather from Juicy Scoop. You know Heather McDonald, the stand-up comedian?
Oh.
You know her. She came up out of Chelsea Handler's show, brunette, thin.
She does a lot of podcast called Juicy Scoop.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's pretty famous.
Okay.
She was talking about her and borrowing bits, lines, and that girl that came with the guy she liked was actually fake. She was dating a guy from production. What?
So you're saying April. You're spilling the tea right now.
April's got all the tea. Oh, we got
that her comedian boyfriend on the show. No,
they're engaged.
It's a production,
but they're engaged.
But she said April saying that it's fake dating the engaged guy, so that's just all show. And really, she's with
we'll throw out our allegedly, since this is an allegedly segment.
Allegedly.
Do you like my new little things?
Yeah, I like
Okay, so April, you're saying, okay, the girl Luke came with, okay. Oh, the nurse was actually a girlfriend girlfriend from production. Oh my gosh. But it seemed that she had receipts of being in Minnesota up at like Lake Superior or something like that.
But that's the way they always do it. Whenever they introduce somebody new, they're like, oh, this is my friend you've never seen before and I've never talked about, but we've been really close for the past 83 years.
Yes.
Yeah, they always do that.
They just did that with Portia.
Oh, they did?
Bringing on that woman was like, this is my friend Fallon. Now I'm engaged to my friend Fallon's ex-husband. You're like, oh, so you weren't really friends. That was a big thing. So yeah, April's saying she heard it on Heather McDonald. So that, I can believe production does crazy, crazy things. But if she is already being accused by Heather McDonald, who's been in this game a long time, longer than me for stand-up, so props. And if she's already like lifting bits, that's like the worst crime you can commit in stand-up comedy is joke theft. So hopefully somebody tells her they can't do that.
Can't do that. But that's allegedly.
Do you think, do I think they brought her in for diversity, Sierra, the new
nurse?
cast member? Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You have to.
It's been so white.
Huh?
That show. Like most of them. But yeah, I mean, they need to diversify it up. Like,
yeah,
diversity.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that might be. I like her though. I really like her.
You like her?
I like her.
She's model. She's cute.
She's a nurse.
She's a nurse.
She has a messy room, which I do want to clean it, but she's young. You know, she'll learn. But yeah, it did seem a little off. How much she pulled back from Luke, but then again, Luke does have his fuckboy tendency, so I could believe it too. So it was believable, and then it wasn't believable. So I understand what you guys are saying, but this season of Summer House, oh my god, they had a reunion.
I want to you. I was trying to do it in a Minnesota accent.
That's what? Do a Minnesota accent.
I want to you.
That no. Hey, do my accent.
Oh there, hey there, hi there. Oh hey guys, you never believe it. Hannah from Summer House, she's a turd. She steals jokes, allegedly. Sorry, I think they sound
allegedly. Oh yeah, and it was just so cute how she came on, but then I didn't like her very much. It just wasn't nice. She's not okay. That was actually pretty good. You do Nana the best. Do your impression of Nana.
Oh, hot dish. It's the same thing.
No, you say
it's the same thing.
Guys want to go to TI, play some slats.
Oh, serious is a heart attack. It's the same thing.
Nana says serious is a heart attack. Yeah, we do talk alike. She seemed to be bored. She did kind of seem bored, but also I'd like to see her on another season only because I want her to get her hook up with Carl, because it seemed like her and Carl had a lot of chemistry. And so I want that to happen. And she had just been coming off of working nonstop as an ER nurse, I believe, during the Panakuchen.
She's 23.
Yes, she's like 23, 24.
Carl's like 40.
Well, is he 35? I think he's 35.
He's like closer to 30. He's in his upper 30s.
I think the other one.
You think
Kyle.
that's okay?
Oh my God, if you're like 25 and you're doing with a 35-year-old, yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Oh yeah, I'm talking like 20-year-old teenagers.
I didn't say teenagers.
Or if you're
I said
60
23,
and
Carl.
your wife is 25, that's a little.
Let's look up Carl's age. I think he's 38.
I think he's 35 or 36
Carl
most.
From Summer House.
He's
a film producer.
No way. He's 36.
He's 36. Right. Okay.
And he just turned 36. Okay. So he's newly 36. Let's see. Okay. Kyle's got to be 40, right?
Kyle Jenner. Oh, wrong Kyle.
Kylie, you mean? Do you know who Kylie Jenner is?
No, I was just reading.
Kyle Summerhouse age. All right. Kyle's 38.
Oh, nice.
And then Hannah's 20. God, I thought Hannah was so much younger.
Really?
She's 29. She's good. And then here's her friend, Des Bishop.
Uh-huh.
And he's okay, so she's 29, he's 45. What do you think of that?
Well, if we're cool with it, we're cool with it.
Are you cool with it?
I'm cool with it.
What do you think is like a ridiculous age?
40 and 20.
Why?
If I could have been your dad, that's pretty like weird.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you gonna talk about? Like
boobs?
Boobs?
I used to change diapers around girls your age. That's what I was saying.
I'll tell you, she has become, I never thought Amanda, I mean, Amanda's always been sweet, but Amanda has become my favorite, you guys. I'll share it here. I know we're supposed to be talking about Jersey.
Yeah, let's talk about it because I got something in the oven, so we got a time limit on this.
Oh, what are we having for dinner?
Ribs. I mean,
oh, you make homemade ribs?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, delish. Okay, so Amanda has become my favorite. She's going to get married to Kyle. I'm not the hugest Kyle fan, but I feel like they really have found themselves in their relationship, and God bless. You know, they're going to do great. And then as far as this goes, I mean, don't you think? Okay, so Hannah hates Kyle, her friend Amanda's fiance,
because of how Kyle treats her.
Sure. They both treat each other pretty bad. But Kyle has been a dick through the years. I will give Hannah that.
He
but
cheated too.
Well, he cheated. Yes, of how he treated Amanda. Yes, yes.
He cheated.
But there comes a point where your friend, and maybe I just know this from getting older and through experience, if your friend, they're making it work, they have a business together now, they seem a lot better, you have to accept their new.
She talks all the shit to her.
She really doesn't anymore. And she's holding it against Kyle because now Hannah has a personal thing against Kyle.
Yeah, because
more
before
so.
She talked all the shit to her.
But I feel as though,
and she can't say it to him. So then by proxy, she gets mad when she thinks her friend feels uncomfortable, and now they're in a fight.
But Paige,
this is the problem right here.
No,
she needs to be direct.
She is direct with him.
Yeah.
But it's evolved past that now. In the beginning, it was like that. But there's another friend, Paige, who's in this little threesome friend group. And Paige has she's able to separate and still support her friend, where Hannah now is more fighting with Kyle.
Yeah.
And so she's more pissed at Kyle and taking it out on Amanda and doing digs. Because if you really cared that your friend, you thought she was being talked down to or whatever, you wouldn't take a dig. Like, you can let him talk to you like that, but I wouldn't let him talk to me. I'm not gonna let him talk in front of everybody.
When the cameras are off, she calls her and says, he talks to me in a certain way. And she says, don't let him do that. And then she says, I can't, we're getting married. And then all of a sudden, when this blows up right in front of her, she releases all the rage she really has. And when she really
Hannah
just
releases
needs to
the
be
rage
direct with him.
I think now, though, like I was saying, I could see that in the beginning. But now
I still think it happened.
Amanda doesn't necessarily do that. And I think
Allegedly.
Hannah's kind of spoiled. And when she fought with Kyle this season, she had this weird fight where she was like, it just when you talk to me like that, it reminds me of my dad. And she has like some daddy issues, and she self-admits to that. And then he was like, listen, not your dad. And she was like, what? Don't you ever talk about my dad? It's like, no, you talked about your dad. She's like, don't you talk about my dad. Don't talk about my feeling. And then she like ran away in a matching hoodie and sweatpants suit that was really cute. But I'm like, well, you just flipped that. She is gaslighting situation. She's just making shit up. Like, this never happened. That never happened. She's poking the bear. You know what I mean? At this point, she's being an asshole just to be an asshole, because she's always going to want to get back at
reality
this guy.
TV, you never know how you're edited.
But my original question is to you, Chow.
Okay.
She hates Kyle so much, but doesn't he look like Kyle's dad?
Yeah, they look like his dad.
So do you think there's a little bit of something? Because you don't hate, well, you can. There's people I hate who I would never want to have sex with. But do you think maybe there's a little tension?
No. They might look similar, but they
or
don't
jealousy
act.
that. No, okay.
No.
Maybe it's a stretch. It's a
big stretch.
But this was fun that we could talk to you about this, even
Can
though
we take off the ticker that says allegedly? I don't want what I say to be considered allegedly.
No,
because
that's a
now I'm
good thing.
being
You can't
real.
get sued.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Really, people can sue me now.
No, they can't.
Got it.
It's a law. There's a new law. If you put
If
a
I
ticker,
have a ticker,
yep,
you can't sue me.
Pretty sure.
Can we make a ticker that says you can't sue me?
Yeah.
Bro?
You can also make a ticker, don't troll me, bro. And then
Don't
if they
troll me,
troll
bro.
you, they go to jail.
Got it.
I'm just making these.
I love that.
If I'm president, that's what is going to happen.
Let's talk about New Jersey, because I got stuff in that one.
Okay, we have a dinner that we're having, but we love that you guys are joining us. Okay, let's see. We're a couple episodes behind, so we're just gonna like kind of gloss over the one before the finale, and then we'll go right into the finale. So there was only 13 episodes this season, which is just cuckoo.
Because of the Panakukin.
Is it?
More than likely.
I mean, they were still living La Vida
You can't really do a
non-Panakukin.
big trip, and like a big trip is usually what they do on all the Real Housewives, and that's usually like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they can't do as many things. I mean, they did do some stuff, but
They could only do home stuff or go into a restaurant, but usually they're like, we're going to Acapulco, and everyone's like, yay.
Acapulco. Okay, so episode 11, I don't know if we covered that, but briefly, Teresa in love. Jennifer throws a Turkish tea party to try to help her mother while the guys go on an outrageous golf outing. Did we cover this one?
Yeah, that's where we didn't cover it, but that's where Gorga got his butt kissed.
Joe Gorga, I mean,
He won a bet. That's what you do. Man code.
But it's too much.
It's man code. It's not allegedly. That's what you do. If you lose a bet as a man, you
have
gotta
you
follow through.
kissed some guy's naked hairy butt?
Did I lose a bet?
But have you done this?
I've never made that bet. I wouldn't make that bet.
Exactly. Why would you make that bet? Why not $100? These dudes have money. Why not a drink? Why not anything?
You can't. $100 is not as good as a little kiss on your butt.
But would you want? You said you would never make that bet.
I wouldn't make that bet. No.
So Frank Catania had to kiss Joe Gorga's tiny man booty
next to his crack.
Next to his crack.
We saw crack on television.
And what if he's not, using a bidet or wiping properly?
Do you think that his butt would smear all that poo up
What?
his cheek? That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying the smell, and there's just bacteria. I'm not saying he's covered in feces.
Got it.
We don't want to. I hope no one's eating.
Okay.
But no, I'm just saying it sits on toilets. It's gross.
Yeah.
You gotta wash.
Okay. How do you know if he's not one of those dude wipe kind of dudes? Maybe he's super clean. You don't know.
Well, because Frank in a later episode admitted that he doesn't.
It tastes like poo. And
It tastes
really
like
bad.
poo. That's exactly what he said. So this Turkish tea party, they have the moms there, and Teresa ends up leaving because she misses her mom so much, which is really sad.
It is
And then
sad.
Jennifer's mom gets very upset because Jennifer wanted
It blew
this.
up in Jennifer's
It
face.
blew up in her face because she wanted this to be a thing where she could find women to relate to with the problems she's having in her marriage. But instead, she did not want her business put on Front Street.
I know. And I think that Jennifer had really good intentions.
Mhm.
And I think that her mom is kind of overreacting in a sense, because I think, it's like they were just reinforcing that it's okay to be without your man. And I
Mhm.
guess Jennifer's mom really took it as like, you did this to embarrass me, rather than like we talk about it together.
Yeah. I think that that's kind of that old school mentality too. I feel like I make Nana talk about everything now, so I can't, there's not much that pisses her off, but I'm sure there are some things. But I feel like if you pulled that on your mom would not be happy.
My mom?
No.
If I pulled that on my mom and I was like, but we're on national television, I think it'd be okay.
Oh, your mom. Yeah. Your mom's like us. She likes attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like
It'd be
my mom.
We're on national television.
But if it opened up family stuff, like problems in a marriage or
Mhm.
something, that secrets that like that older kind of generation is like, you don't put your secrets, you don't update your status with all your feelings and
Yeah.
all your thoughts and everything going on in your family.
Yeah. You don't cuss on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. We had a family member say that to me. Joleen, you cuss on Facebook? I was like, fuck yeah, I do. He's like, you shouldn't cuss on Facebook. I'm like, I'm 41. I'll take a dump on Facebook if I want to. Like, I lived this long. You can't tell me nothing.
Pay to see that.
I know we gotta stop talking about poo, but we're just like,
Okay, got it.
we're so silly.
We're the Pooh sisters.
We're the Pooh sisters. Okay. So her mother gets upset, and then Dolores struggles with her biopsy, which everything comes back
Okay.
good. Is it benign or
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm also watching Teen Mom 2, and
Dolores got a lot of work done.
she keeps getting work done.
She's addicted to it.
I find her stunning.
I thought she was stunning 2 seasons ago. Why did she
Right?
continue to like?
I don't know. She's also
She's
now
going RoboCop territory,
what's RoboCop territory?
where you get it all like super done.
Oh, she
When
gonna,
you're more plastic surgery than you are person, it's RoboCop.
is that a thing, or did you just make that
I
up?
just made that up.
Oh, that's really good.
Thanks.
Don't go RoboCop.
Don't
Dolores.
go RoboCop.
No,
I mean, just a little, and then not a lot in a
'Cause
row.
even when you look at her old pictures,
She's so
stunning.
beautiful.
Dolores is one of the prettiest housewives we've ever had. I mean, she's Atlanta level beautiful.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? She's like, she just is. She's gorgeous. And we heard on the finale that she's gonna go get some thigh thing.
I didn't even know a thigh lift was a thing.
I need to lift everything.
But what do you do to lift your thighs?
I think they
Are
just like
sagging.
put you up like a piece of meat and just hang you there for a
I
little
don't
bit.
know. I think TV's ruined her. She's probably watching every part of her body being like, oh, it's horrible. And then she does more plastic surgery. She's going to be
Maybe.
RoboCop.
Oh my gosh. Calypso Kin says, Joleen, can you be the next pioneer woman?
Joleen said no, she cannot. We used to not have a microwave, and she told me specifically
I did
she's not a
say
pioneer
that.
woman.
I did say
She needs
that
a microwave.
because Chell was like, we don't. It changes the something of the food,
Molecular structure.
the molecular structure of the food. I was like, okay, but I just like to like heat up pizza and stuff sometimes, cold pizza, and so like for years we didn't have a microwave, and then I finally said, I'm not a pioneer woman. We need to get the microwave back,
Yeah,
and we did.
I didn't like it. But yeah.
I mean, after we didn't have a microwave, it does change how food tastes. Like if you heat it up on the stove and stuff like that,
It tastes better.
it tastes better. You're right, but I'm lazy.
Yeah, I would appreciate if you'd cook a little bit more. That's all.
Oh my God, this is not going to turn into therapy. We'll call Ellen, our marriage therapist, if this turns into that. But no, would you like me to cook more?
A little bit, yeah.
Like what do I have to, before I think you said oatmeal.
I mean, that helps. I
Mhm.
just don't want to be the only one doing all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you loved it.
Well, I mean, at one point I'm going to be working, and then it's going to be like, I'd like to come home and there's some food that I can just pick
Is
up.
Joe Gorga rubbing off on you? And he's like, or Frank Catania, remember when Dolores said he used to be like, I want all my stuff for me.
Yeah, but I think that's different because he's always working. And
Mhm.
so he was like, I have enough money for you to stay home. That'd be different.
Yeah.
If I was like, oh, you don't work and I'll work, I mean, I would think that there would come some like, hey, will you at least make dinner and make sure that like the house is clean and stuff?
No, I get it because you keep us fed. There are times though I make toast, sometimes bagels. Does that count? Okay.
Let's take a poll.
What? Coffee? I make coffee. Good coffee.
You got to do more though, because one day I'm going to be working, and then you're just going to eat nuts all day.
I will.
And then it's going to come home and you're like, I haven't eaten anything. Will you make something? And I'll be like, I just got off my 12-hour shift. What are you talking about?
Hey, Desi Mucho, my BFF is here.
Hi,
Yay,
Desi.
joining us on Facebook. Hi, Desi. We're talking about New Jersey Housewives, and I know Desi's husband, Mike, loves the Housewives and shit. She doesn't like it.
She doesn't like it.
No, but Mike loves it. He'll text me about Housewives stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Text me pictures, everything. He loves it. He watches all the trash shows. Like I think he watches The Bachelor too.
Got it.
Thank you, Tamara. I appreciate it. It's that Charlotte Tilbury. I'm telling you, she's changing my life as soon as I learn how to put my makeup on perfectly. But we're working on it. Okay, so what we learned so far is I'm gonna try to cook more.
Hopefully.
We'll
see.
Hopefully, but I always kill it with like dishes. Pretty good.
I mean, I was the last one to fill it.
Laundry.
I was the last one to do a load of laundry.
Picking up.
Yes, you're killing it.
Loving the cat.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Putting out really good content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we got to balance everything.
And hi to my little goddaughter, Selena. Oh, I love
Selena.
you. I miss you. Okay. Oh, that's so cute. I love when they join. Okay. So this episode, the rest of it is, Dolores gets good news on her biopsy, which is a good thing. Her and Frank Catania have a moment of just like, I know we don't do this, but yeah, you good job, bud.
They have like a good relationship.
Glad your tits are okay. You know what I mean? It's like really silly.
Yeah, it is. Silly.
Joe Gorga reveals too much about Teresa's boyfriend. He decides to spill the beans, which.
Well, Marge and what's her boyfriend? Her husband?
Joe.
Joe was direct and be like, well, he was direct at the golf outing, and they're like, all right, what's going on? And then that's when that's when Gorga started releasing information. And then when Marge and Joe went for dinner with Gorgas, then it was reinforced there.
Yeah, they really push it. Marge pushes. She's almost producing some of the show. She pushes stuff out and tells people what so-and-so said. So, okay. Coco says, Chell, she will make you a meatloaf with peas and carrots. Do you know that people put peas and carrots in their meatloaf?
That sounds good.
No, canned, like mushy.
I mean, at least they're cooking. That's great.
It's the Garage Brothers.
Yeah, that's okay.
Chell knows.
Do you mean the Garage Brothers cook more than you? Wow. I don't know who's that.
Yeah, but against. I could cook like them. They cook with a cigarette over the food.
Oh, wow. I mean, at least they're cooking.
Oh my God, I'm getting roasted. See, everyone's saying gross. You don't put peas and carrots in your meatloaf. And Chell, you're a chef. You're just being nice. Chell will not talk crap about people.
I just want someone to cook for me.
Oh my gosh, I'll cook for you. Jeez, I didn't know it was that big of a thing. I feel like, my poor soul. Oh, your hair's just like sticking up in the back. Looks so nice. Okay, let's change the subject because I really don't want to have to. Do you have to cook tonight? We already have dinner. We're good. We're good. A couple weeks ago, I made eggs and hash browns. So
it's random when you do that.
Yeah, it is.
Usually I wake up and it's like.
And breakfast in bed I gave you.
You're like, oh, that was my birthday though. That doesn't count.
No, that wasn't your birthday.
That was my birthday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was.
Pretty sure it was after.
No, you never do that outside of my birthday.
Yeah, they topped the meatloaf with cigarette ashes. You wouldn't want me to smoke. Chell is so kind. Oh, Nana's chiming in. Nana says, Joleen, don't start cooking. They'll expect it all the time. This is so true because as we watch more of the Housewives of Jersey, well, for this, what we're watching here in Jersey. So as we watch these episodes, we're learning that those things, this kind of old school mentality that a lot of our moms were maybe taught. And I'm not saying everybody's mom, but especially on the Housewives and especially Nana. I grew up where the women, the wives, I watched my aunties, my grandma, my mom cater to their husbands. Like my dad doesn't know how to make coffee. You know how I found that out? When he stayed here, you guys. Let me tell you a quick little funny papa story. So, and it relates to these Jersey Housewives because my mom has taken such good care of him that he is now completely debilitated. So we have a regular coffee pot, and then me and Chell like a French press. So my parents, they like the regular coffee pot. So my dad, I was sitting in the kitchen. We'd all been drinking coffee in the morning, and my dad picked up the coffee pot, poured it some more in his cup. He wanted more. And he looks at me and he looked terrified. He goes, it's just water. And I go, oh, I don't, well, why would it be just water? And I go, oh, my mom soaks things. She just always does. And I think the burner was still on, so she was afraid the bottom would burn. So she threw a little water in there, you know? And so he poured it and he looked at me, it's just water. And I go, yeah, I don't know, make some more coffee. And he just looked at me like I was speaking another language. Mm-hmm. And then he poured more in his cup and goes, it's water. I go, I know you told me that if you keep pouring the water in your cup, you're going to have a cup full of water. I go, make more. And he just kind of looked at me and I went back doing whatever I was doing. Later, I asked my mom, I go, God, Dad was very worried about this damn coffee. And Nana goes, oh, yeah, he came up to me and said, we don't have any more coffee. I don't know. And so I had to make him some. I go, why didn't he just make it? She goes, he doesn't know how. Even in the morning when she goes to bed, she says she sets up the coffee maker and says, Papa, you just have to press the button. And still, she'll wake up a little later than him. Mm-hmm. And he'll be sitting there. She goes, have you had coffee? No, I didn't do it. Like, that's how taken care of. I asked my dad when he was here because we were kind of razzing him. And I'm like, when was the last time you vacuumed? He's like, I vacuumed my boat when I had a boat. Like, so I honestly don't think my dad has vacuumed in, besides his boat, maybe the whole marriage.
Oh, wow.
So I saw that and I was like, I'm going to go way the opposite way. Every guy I've dated and now my husband cooks. You, though, are the first guy
but you can't
that's been clean, too.
But you can't do it where a sense that you swung the pendulum so far to the right. I think that there has to be some middle ground.
Yes, I think you do. You both have to. But I feel like
you have to learn these skills now because if kids were a part of this equation, it's just like you have to provide for them. There's basic skills that you could learn. Just like I have to learn to do the laundry, just in case there's a time where you're like so super busy. I'm not going to expect you to do it.
Because early on, I was like the laundry queen, and then I kind of showed you.
No, I did laundry before you were here. I mean, I lived at my dad's. I did my own laundry when I lived there. So it's not like you were the laundry queen.
Can we name 5 things I'd bring to the table?
Yeah. For real?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of...
I like the flowers you design nicely. I think it's great. I think that you have a great joie, the joy of life.
Okay, thank you.
I like trying new things, and that's nice. I like that you change it up with your clothes. It's really nice. You like experiment and stuff. That's really nice. You make me laugh, which is nice.
But like household things, like I feel like...
Oh, you're very clean. I think you're the cleanest.
I'm very clean.
Yeah.
Very clean.
I mean, you always make me scoop out the litter box, but whatever.
Yeah, because I'm like, I could be pregnant. I don't know. You know what I mean? You just never know. You just don't want to take that risk.
I gotta be like, hey, show me that test.
That's how once I found out that pregnant ladies couldn't change the litter, I was like, I don't. And I got off the pill years ago. I was like, I might be pregnant.
I say, show me the test. Keep scooping.
Sometimes the test, you get a false negative, negative positive, false positive. But
keep scooping.
Nana says, my mom worked full time and so did I. We were brought up to keep the house going and wait on the guy. I know it sounds nuts. Yeah, that's just like that old school mentality. When my grandma passed away, the whole family had to step in to take care of my grandpa, Nana's dad, because he didn't even know laundry. They had a laundry chute, and he told my mom, I know that when I put it down the laundry chute, it comes back up clean and folded. And my grandma worked as well, and my grandpa worked, but that's just how it was. They just took care of him. My mom picks up the plate from my dad. It's just like, he's got it made in the shade.
Yeah.
And I think Xchel saw that when they were visiting, and he's like, how do I get a little more Nana-esque? You wished a little Nana rubbed off on me. A little. It's okay.
I don't know. I just wish she cooked more. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I will work on that. How about that? Deal?
Yes, deal.
And then if I don't, you can call me out on a podcast, which is always super healthy. And I love that Nana's joining us now too. Okay. So then episode 12, which is right before the finale, we have Teresa's Mystery Man. So finally we get to see Louis, her guy, and they go on a date. And
he's pretty cool. He seems nice.
Yeah.
I mean, like him. What do you think?
I like him. I mean, it's early, but it's, he's that like Italian kind of a more attractive, taller Joe Giudice, like he can go on all the rides with her now, you
Mhm.
know, which is really exciting because before, you know, it'd be like, you gotta be this tall to ride, and Joe would just have to.
She
sit
looks
there.
like she has goo eyes for him.
She has goo eyes, and I hope for Teresa that this is a guy who's actually going to really love her and lift her up and believe that she's beautiful and wonderful and tell her those things, because she did not have that. She had that very old school marriage where she had a toxic marriage, and she had that guy that you know, the guy is the boss and always right, and then like just put her down, called her a see you next Tuesday. They keep playing that clip.
Yeah. Well, they really want to stress that he was really bad.
It's like, we know, we watched the show.
Yeah.
We know that he was a butthole. Is Teresa's new boyfriend cute? Not in my eyes, but I can
I
see
think he's cute.
in her eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really well put together. He tans himself.
Mhm.
You can tell he probably goes to the tanning beds, you know.
I think
He's
a lot
in
of those
shape.
Jersey guys, they
They
take
do.
care of themselves.
They do.
Whether that means shaving their bodies or working out or both.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he at least was like, can I take my jacket off? Like, very gentlemanly. He just had manners. He asked if he could kiss her. Like, Joe Giudice would be like, eat the stick, and be like, hop on this D. Like, that's what he thought was
That works.
attractive.
Got it.
It doesn't work. He was terrible to Teresa. Yeah. Yes. Cooking. If you shop in the, oh my God, I'm so good at making rice, because now Trader Joe's has bags of rice that you put in the microwave for 3 minutes. And it's the best thing ever. So I'm like, I made some rice. Here you guys go. Some women are coming out of the woodwork about her new boyfriend. Oh no. I was worried about that. Well, I'm not surprised. Thanks for sharing that in the chat, you guys, because it's going to be really hard when Teresa says, because she's in the public eye. She's not lying, because there's a lot of clout chasers and there's a lot of weirdos.
Well, she's like at a place where people will reach out and do that to her, which is sad.
Oh, I hope it's not the thing, but if multiple women are, but we'll see. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Hold your judgment.
We'll hold the judgment, I guess. That's
just
what,
hard. She's rich. People are going to come after her because she's famous too.
Yep, they're gonna see some fame and stuff like that. Okay, then Jackie's birthday's coming up, and she wants to go apple picking. I love apple picking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she wants to do that because COVID. There's nothing much else you could do.
Yeah, and they can sit outside and drink wine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But we went pumpkin patch.
But one of those like small, like they put the pumpkins out,
We
not
gotta
like to an actual.
do
pumpkin.
more of that stuff.
You're always busy.
No, I mean like throughout our whole relationship.
Yeah, you're always busy.
wasn't.
Yeah.
No, you're always busy. You
You're
were the one
always
that was
busy.
working outside the house.
You
and
got
did all
like
those
5
things.
lives a week.
Well, now I'm busy.
6
Yeah.
lives.
But
and
years
then Big
ago-
Brother comes along and I'm like, where's my wife? Where is she?
But years ago, I wasn't. We still didn't do it. We should make it a priority. But you don't like haunted hay rides. I like haunted hay rides.
I'll do it. I mean,
You will?
It's just spending time with you. Yeah.
All right. That'll be fun. I really like, me and Nana will go to the apple orchard by her house, you know, in the fall if I visit there. We went there a few times and we brought Lucy, and they have apple cinnamon donuts. And then when I went on tour with Diana Hong and we went up to like Sacramento and San Francisco and Oakland, we hit up some apple orchards, pumpkin patches, and it was just so fun. I geek out. Okay, so Jackie, they're having this party, but it turns out that everyone's showing up at Jackie's house. She's got bagels and coffee and things like that.
That's
and
a nice way to start the party. Get
right?
food, then you just get there and you're like, oh, cool food.
Hell's to the yeah.
Dolores isn't going to be there.
No,
She's not going to meet her there. She's going to meet him at the apple orchard place.
because she's pissed
Yeah.
because
They had a big party
they had a party.
in the last episode, and she was like, I'm leaving, when she found out everybody was talking behind her back.
So it was at Teresa's realtor's place. And it was an interesting party. And everyone decided to place bets or have like a what would you call it? It was like a what would you call it, Joe?
Just people talking behind your back and just saying things. And she wanted to do a poll if like Dolores getting a Porsche meant that the guy she was dating was putting her away.
But they were taking a poll. That's what it would be called. So they took a poll to see, and it was just rude. Everyone was kind of drinking, and it was just pretty rude. And I definitely understood how mad Dolores was, because just thinking of a party where all your friends are talking mess about your relationship, and it's all women that should not be talking mess about relationships because they have their own relationship issues.
Mhm.
And I get if you're worried about your friend, that's one thing, but are you really worried about your friend when you're just bringing other people in like, hey, you, it's embarrassing. I would be devastated and embarrassed if people were taking bets or taking polls on my relationship and with people she's not that great of friends with and calling over, what do you think? Well, I think he's stalling. It's like, she got a Porsche.
Yo, production guys holding the boom. What do you think? It's like, I mean, if people are happy with their relationship, it's like, you shouldn't butt into it. It's just they're happy. They find a way that they're like satisfied, and that's good.
I think
especially at an older age.
In their defense, they thought that Dolores had said for a long time she wanted this ring and she didn't get it. So they thought she was settling. They thought their friend was settling, but that's not the way you go about it.
I'll settle into a Porsche. I don't mind.
Me too.
I'll be like, oh man, this is so hard to settle into this Porsche that I drive around.
We got our rings at Kohl's. So
I can't drive my ring around.
I can't.
This is bullshit.
I would rather have a Porsche.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. I don't know. I know these women are housewives, so they love the big like rings and rocks and stuff, but just give me a Porsche.
Is he paying for the insurance too? Because that's a keeper right there.
Right?
A car and the insurance. Yep.
Oh my God, have you paid the insurance?
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And every time you need new tabs,
Yeah.
that is
That's
a
a
real winner right there. Okay, so then we have... So Dolores is mad, so she doesn't drive with them. So then they show up at the apple orchard. And obviously, Dolores has things to say.
Melissa doesn't go to the apple orchard.
Because Joe Gorga doesn't drink water. He admitted to it. He's like, I don't drink water. I get dehydrated. My dad used to get kidney stones. Bro, drink. What is up with people not drinking water?
I don't know.
In their 40s?
You should just get a jug, and then you put a line on it, and then you're supposed to drink a certain amount per day on your jug. So like by 9 a.m. you get this much, and then by 12 you're at this much. To make sure you're drinking your water.
People do it all the time.
Yeah.
I see they sell jugs like that if you have a problem. I know some people don't like the taste of it, but there comes a
Add
point.
Lemon.
Add something.
Cucumber.
Add Crystal Light. But I know some people don't like that fake kind of stuff, but I don't think Crystal. Well, Crystal, I don't know. I used to add Crystal Light when I was like in my early 20s, when I was like, ew, this isn't
iced
beer.
Tea. I like iced tea. If I can't drink water, I'll drink iced tea.
But I mean, you have to have like 64 ounces at least.
Yeah, you gotta drink water
every day. That's
important for your cells too.
That's what I tell Nana. I go, Nana, you gotta get that. I make her drink water. She gets so annoyed with me. I'm like, show me, and she's like, oh, I finished. She'll go, I finished a bottle, and I'm like, you have to drink like 4 of those. Nana says, love that women are now getting the help. You deserve it. Keep this up. Proud of you guys. Right. Yeah, I don't. I know a lot of people struggle with getting enough water, and probably like busy moms, like my bestie right now is saying I have a trouble getting enough water, and I think it's probably you have 2 kids, you have a husband, you got a full-time job, you're running around. There's not enough to grab a coffee, you grab this, you grab that, and so maybe it's not the first thing on your mind, but just the fact that he's getting this isn't his first kidney stone either. I don't think.
No.
So Melissa has to leave.
Walk through with Dolores's boyfriend.
Oh my God!
Drawing like, here's your kidney.
He drew a wiener.
Yeah,
but it was like the ugliest wiener.
I mean, it was so set up. I mean, it was like sitting there with his shirt off, being like, "Talk to me, brother, man." And the guy's like, "Let me draw this thing." When
they say that doctors have horrible handwriting or whatever, they get horrible drawing too, because that wiener, I was like, has David seen a wiener? And I know it's a quick little thing, but it's a wiener that haunts me at night.
But the thing that's weird to me is, isn't David like an OBGYN? Because I always hear that he's delivering kids.
Yeah.
So is he just like that? To me, is like when they cut to like him walking through Joe, it's just like B-roll where they're like, hey, can we do this pickup scene where you just lay on a thing and then he tells you, and he's like, yeah.
Oh yeah. I do. Yeah. I think the majority of his time is spent dealing with like births and maybe like high risk labors or pregnancies.
What is he doing about kidneys? Like, why is
I think he just works at that hospital, so he was going to be there. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. Tamara says he drinks a lot of alcohol. Not good for kidney stones. No. And when everyone's like, it's supposed to be worse than giving birth, there's nothing worse than giving birth. I haven't even given birth. For a man. Of course, something that could happen to, I know kidney stones can happen to women too.
Yeah.
But imagine, I understand your pee hole's like, this big or whatever.
It's tiny.
And you're getting a stone through it. Well, imagine getting a watermelon.
That's supposed to stretch out.
Like,
your pee hole isn't supposed to stretch out.
But
your pee hole doesn't stretch out.
It can stretch out a little.
Yeah, and it's not like a vagina that's meant to stretch out. Your body releases hormones, so it does that.
Yeah, but it's only 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
I almost said 10 millimeters. 10 centimeters. It's only 10 feet it stretches. And then sometimes you still have to have an episiotomy.
Okay, what's that?
It's where they have to
Cut?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, mom, sound
Don't
off.
look at me. I didn't say, hey, they need that. That's just what happens.
People need to learn what to share about the relationship. Friends have a long memory. Yes, April, and don't often forgive and are not there for their makeup. Friends, all friends can sometimes not be your friends. You know,
Nana says she's looking for a pretty wiener, and do they exist? To which I say, I have boudoir photos of my wiener and like little flower crowns.
Send your mother-in-law. Nana, I think you've only seen one, right? That's what you admitted. So sorry, Dad, but
yeah.
No, I mean,
just get a little turtleneck coat. It'll be cute.
Yeah, I mean, wieners
with like leather, like patches on the elbow.
Yeah, maybe you just need to dress it up, zhuzh it up a little bit, little highlighter, little contour on it. You know, maybe you guys
graduation cap.
Yeah, you guys are retired.
Look, it's a smart wiener.
You can do that kind of stuff now. Like Bolo's wiener, Nana, you didn't see that. That looked like a masterpiece. A little scary, a little big. And Nikki saying a kidney stone is worse than giving birth. So
thank you, Nikki. She's one of the guys.
Okay, you guys are you guys are calling me out because I love it because I have never had a kid or a kidney stone, but I always question.
1, 2, 3, pick one.
Well, now I'm gonna say kid because I know the kidneys.
Sure.
Also, I can't have this beautiful gift afterwards. Instead, you're just like, want to keep this stone in a jar, and you're like, all right,
I'll tuck it in.
His name's gonna be Owie Hernandez, you know. But
Owie.
But I do like April's comment because I think that's something that I've taken into account in my own life. I have been a bad friend who has been not supportive of my friends' relationships and held things against their significant others where it wasn't my business and I should move the F on. So some friends do have long memories. And I've also been in situations where people have had long memories about my relationship. So now I share a lot less with people about my relationship because you never want too many people giving you insight and stuff. If you have good girlfriends, what you basically do is you just kind of commiserate together. You know, you're just like, oh, he said this, and oh my God, he said this, like these dudes, and then you move on with your life because you love them and they're your husbands. You just need to vent. But if you have the friends that are still going to throw it back in your face and be like, well, your husband's no good, or go tell other people about your husband's stuff, that's not good. That means they just like to gossip. That can be very detrimental to your marriage and friendship. So now I keep it pretty. I mean, you can ask my bestie in the chat. Like, you really won't catch me talking much about my relationships, especially negatively. Very rarely. Like, the only one I really say stuff to sometimes if I'm like, me and Chell got in an argument about this, that, or the other thing, you know, I'll tell Nana. You know, that's it. So I do think it is important to kind of protect yourself, protect your health with that, protect your, what is it? Not mental health. Yeah. Things like that. Okay. So, Joe Gorga, kidney stone, cry me a river. You can go on and just, he's been fighting. Yes, how he's been acting. He does, which takes us into the finale, House of Horrors. Teresa takes her relationship to the next level, while Melissa and Joe's relationship hits a breaking point. Additionally, Jennifer's excessive drinking threatens to ruin Marge's Halloween bash. I wouldn't go that far. I think that was a little too much that they were like, Jennifer's drinking is going to ruin the party. She dropped a wiener.
That's it.
Yeah.
People drop stuff all the time.
She's loud and annoying and obnoxious. Drunk.
She has 3 kids. She's like, wants to let loose.
I think it'll be interesting to see the progression of this if it is something that becomes an issue. But I don't know if I'm ready to say that it's anything other than she just is one of those annoying drunk people.
Yeah, that's all.
And there are people like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the one thing I was telling Chell, this season, Bill and Jennifer seem so on when they have their anniversary party, Chell, of like 18 years or 20 years or whatever it was. It was so cute. Their little daughter, Olivia, I think is her name. She had wedges and she's just like, she's all ready to be a housewife. They set up a little dinner. They invite the kids. Bill shows up with this huge canary yellow diamond. The kid, it just seems like when we first saw Bill enter, I was like, I don't know, he's always in the pool house. Like, what's going on here? But now I don't know if it's, Chell and I were talking about this, if it's, you know, him seeing himself and realizing, oh, or if they were having a bad year, or if he's corrected behavior or what, but he seems to really love his wife. She seems to really love him. It could be the edit they're getting, but there's something kind of nice about their relationship. Because Jennifer would be a lot to deal with because she's not tactful. So she could get Bill and his practice into a lot of trouble if she does drunk lives and says God knows what comes out of her mouth sometimes.
Thank God you turned down patients that need emergency services. Like if she said that.
Yeah. Or if she was like, yeah, these poor people can't pay their medical bills. And now I'm without my second, third, fourth nanny.
Canary diamond.
Yeah. My canary diamond. But I do think, I wasn't sure if I was going to be a fan of Bill, but I actually am really loving Bill. And yes, Denise, that was the biggest pig in the blanket I've ever seen.
It was huge.
It was a hot dog. That was just, why don't they do all hot dogs like that?
Yeah.
It
was a Costco dog. You know how those are big guys?
I love a Costco dog.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You know what, Nikkie, you're right. The husbands of these are the most interesting husbands.
Because they're friends.
Yes. And most of them are actual husbands where we have so many. I mean, if you look at New York, Luann's not married. Ramona's not married. Leah's not married. Sonia's not married. Is anyone married in New York?
No, New York.
The new woman isn't married.
The New York is all about, I'm a woman on my own.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't mind, but you can't have this kind of dynamic with the house husbands.
No, they just
as they do.
They're friends. You could tell that they like each other, so it's easier for, for television to be because they like each other.
Yeah, Nana does not like Teresa. That's why she won't watch the show. Nana says Teresa should not be on the show any longer. Her and her husband and ex should repay all the money stolen. I think she did repay the debt that he owed. Like that was some of the stuff that she did while he was in jail. So however they decided it, in my opinion now, I get what you're saying. But I think they did their time, and now we have to see if any change is going to be had. He got deported, and if it was like a Jen Shaw situation where they were ripping off elderly people, maybe I'd have a different feeling. But I feel like I'm ready to let her, I don't know, change.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have previous experience with them, so I don't know this guy that was in the pool house all the time, but. I mean, basically, like the first season happened, and then they probably got feedback of like, "Hey, you're being a loner, and that's not cool." And so now he has to like try. But it seems their relationship is genuine. It doesn't seem like he doesn't like her. It seems he really likes his wife. So
yeah. So, but with Teresa though,
oh,
her coming
Teresa?
back after having had those financial issues.
Teresa was really aware of what financially was happening. She was just happy she lived in a big house.
I don't think she cared how it was coming in.
Yeah. I think Joe Giudice knew what was happening and maybe used her social security number to put things under her name too. So I think that he was the mastermind behind it all.
Yeah. No, Joleen, not April saying not his debt. It was their debt. No, you're right. You're right. Yep. You're right. I don't mean to just put it all on that because she knew the money was coming in, but she didn't really care how it was coming in. I will say though, he's very controlling. So I feel like if she even tried to understand, he would be like, "You're stupid. What are you talking about? You got everything you want. Just shut up." Like, all that stuff. Like that. But she was constantly asking for stuff. So I think they both were, morally corrupt.
Yeah.
The morally corrupt Faye Resnick, the morally corrupt Teresa Giudice, and Joe Giudice.
Keeping her on the show just makes you forget that. And then you're like, oh, I like Teresa. I'm glad she's dating. This is so great. She's a great person. It's like, it just makes your opinion of her change because it's like, you don't remember that she ripped off a bunch of people.
And I have some kind of Teresa apology syndrome. I really do, where there's something about her that I find, and maybe it's that she is authentically just how she is. If she's all the bad things about her, that's how she is. I know that she gets in a lot of issues and she starts stuff with the ladies and she isn't very self-aware, but we know what to expect with Teresa, where I don't feel like she's coming off fake, but I guess kind of fraudulent with the money. But I'm willing to kind of overlook that, not overlook, but I guess just allow to see if she is going to redeem herself down the road. And I do hope, the best for her fam bam. Okay, so we're seeing, we saw that cute little dinner, like I said, and she got that huge ring. And I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing that 9-carat ring anywhere. I mean, the world is cuckoo bananas and people are starving, and I would just feel like a yucky person. But I get their housewives and they love that kind of shit.
I would have been like, buy me a Porsche.
Yes.
And pay for the insurance.
Yeah.
And tags.
Even just pay off my CRV. Yeah. Okay. I'm not asking for much.
No, I'm not.
All right.
Yeah.
So basically the whole episode is we're gearing up for Joe, the contractor, Marge's husband, his birthday. He turned 65. I didn't think he was 65.
No.
So
he looks good for his age.
And he finally finished the house. Did we ever think that house is going to be finished?
It looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
It's very, when Jennifer redid her house, they had kind of gaudier taste like Marge does. That kind of like luxe king queen type, but they have so much space to fill. You need a professional decorator to come in there and really utilize that space.
Yeah.
Now with the Marge, she's eccentric. She's like that luxe kind of, but I don't hate it because it matches her personality.
Are you going to read her book?
No.
Okay.
I'm not. Well, we talked about this, how I feel about the ghostwriters. Not a fan. Nana won't drop it. Nana's like, Teresa is an authentic crook. Oh my gosh, Nana. Yeah, I mean, everyone's like, she makes me want to vomit. Odell, I'm kind of with you. I kind of like her this season. I know I shouldn't. I know what she did to Jackie's husband, and Jackie was disgusting, making up
was bad.
That was so bad.
That's her true colors.
That's her true self.
Yeah.
And
she gets all the good edits after that.
She's one of Andy Cohen's BFFs. Like, come on. Like, he knows that Teresa is, unfortunately for people who don't enjoy her, she is the Jersey show. Imagine it without Teresa, and maybe people can and are wow, we should get rid of her.
Show. That's awesome.
You would need some kind of.
Well, the Gorgas would pull out.
I don't know. They wouldn't give a shit.
If Teresa got kicked,
no,
I think Joe and
she would make them, but they wouldn't want to pass up that bag. If they could have somehow talked maybe Caroline Manzo into staying, and then she could have been, she didn't even, no, I don't think it would have worked that way either. Okay. So, we're gearing up for this, party, Halloween themed birthday party. It looks amazing. Their decorator or their party planner did a great job. But before this, Melissa and Joe had this, fight at the end of the last episode where they're just talking and Joe is just not hearing Melissa. Joe thinks if I married you this way at 24, you got to stay that way the rest of your life. Well, that's not how marriage works. People evolve, they change, they grow, they want different things. And you have to, as long as that person loves you and is down for you, you have to support them as they support you in the new ventures, as long as it's not harmful to the relationship. But Joe just thinks I did everything for you. And they did come with receipts. She wanted to sing. He did build you a music studio. How's that going? She wanted to have a boutique. He built it. But it's not just building it. You have to support it. You have to nurture each other. Like, we're two creatives married to each other. We really have to, because we know we want that for ourselves. So it's like, we know you have to nurture that kind of stuff and really support your partner.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. It's hard to find what you want and what makes sense for you in this world and where you'll find more purpose. Because you'll find tons of purpose in your family and your husband and your kids, of course, but you have to have things outside of that. Unless you don't want, and then you don't have to. But Melissa has, and I think it's just ignorant and chauvinistic of Joe to think that in 20 years, 16 years of marriage, she's not going to grow or evolve. What's your take on that?
I mean, I agree with you. I just think that he needs to realize that change is going to happen and that's okay. But he just wants to kind of make sure that she doesn't forget about him, because I'm sure that right now it's a lot different than where it was, where she's spending a lot of time doing different things and without him, and he feels left out.
Yeah. But
I see both sides.
I mean, I don't even want to understand Joe Gorga's side, because I just feel like he's just being so fragile and he's being such a chauvinist. When he said at the end of the finale, that no, I'm not just traditional, I'm not old school. Otherwise, you wouldn't leave the house. I wouldn't let you leave the house. Excuse me, sir? Excuse me? That is not traditional. My grandparents were traditional, and my grandma worked outside the house, left the house, had friends, had her own life. So that's possessive. That's unhealthy. That's borderline abusive. Yeah. So not. Are you getting sleepy?
Yeah. Well, I have food, and then the timer's about to go off.
All right. So basically the party, they have really great costumes. I liked Teresa's costume. I thought it was cute.
They all had great costumes.
They all did. Melissa's and Joe's, I wasn't a fan. It's so basic. It's you with a midriff
plastic surgery.
It's-
It's all gone wrong. That's pretty nice.
Oh, I love Dolores's.
Yeah, Dolores.
I love Dolores, and I love that Dolores is sticking up for herself and telling, because the Marge, she's got Dolores's back. She's
Mhm.
like, "You're a chauvinist." Joe's like, "I'm not a chauvinist," and she's like, "You may be living in 2021, but your brain and your mentality is in 1985." He's like, "Whoa." And then Melissa comes over, and sometimes these women say she should get her husband in check, but what's she supposed to do? But they did talk about Dolores's relationship, so now Melissa's mad. People are talking about her husband and calling him a chauvinist. Well, you opened up the gates to, you guys were taking polls on Dolores's relationship, and David doesn't look like a chauvinist. He doesn't say these weird ass things.
Well, Dolores blames Melissa, but everybody else was doing it too. So I don't think that Dolores should just blame Melissa.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she does, but I think there's this like, Joe's like, "I've known Dolores since I was a kid, so I can say whatever. She's like my sister." But it's like, if you said that to Teresa, she'd be pissed. If you took a poll on her relationship, she would be so mad. So why would you think it's okay to do a Dolores? When Joe said she is, how did he say it? He said that Dolores was wounded or like a shell of a woman. What was the exact word? Broken woman. Just because there hasn't been a proposal from this dude. I'm like, oh God, Joe, you think pretty highly of yourself. There's just something about Joe Gorga. I'm seeing Joe Judice, not as bad, but I'm seeing some tendencies from him. And he's just very childish with his like, "Oh, I could, merman, did I bang all night, ladies? I could do that." It's like, bro, you're like 50. You have a daughter. Is this really how you want to think?
I mean, he's not like perverted with other women. He's just perverted with his wife. And to me, that's kind of like, I like that about him, where he just constantly finds his wife hot.
But then
you want to marry someone like that.
But you can't. But I feel like it's a borderline objectifying now, because she'll be like, "Stop, Joe, stop," and he won't listen.
Oh, because it's on TV, so it's
to her boundaries. It's embarrassing, and also you're not respecting what she wants to do or who she is. You're just like, "Get in the kitchen, get pregnant, and let me
lick your toes."
Yeah, they probably do. Stuff like that. Look at Nana. She is earning her mod button. So there is this altercation between, Marge and Joe, and Melissa gets involved. And Melissa's like, "I'm gonna go talk to Dolores." And then Joe comes over. "Is it really a big deal, Dolores?" Dolores like, "I know you are, Joe, but I'm just saying, like, I was with Frank Catania, and I because Dolores was in an old school relationship like that. With Frank Catania. And she's like, "I don't want to go back to that." And Teresa was in that with Joe Judice. And Melissa even says to Joe, her husband, "Even your sister doesn't want to go back to a relationship like that." So that's just the way it is. So nothing was really solved at the end. Melissa walks away, and we're just waiting for the reunion now. It was a really short season, 13 episodes. I thought
the reunion will be good.
I think it'll be really good. I love a reunion, and I do like a Jersey reunion.
I kind of hate reunions. They're
you
boring.
do hate them.
They're like, "Remember when this happened?" And you're just like, "Yeah, we saw it."
Wendy says she's living the life. 2 men, 2 houses. Damn, if that's broken, I want to be broken like that, right? Her and Frank have a nice relationship now, despite everything they've been through. They got their kids that seem to be doing really well, and then David, who gets along with everybody. I mean, that's kind of what you want out of life. You don't necessarily need to be married.
Yep.
And maybe she's just come to terms with, listen, because she has said, I don't kind of like the way she said this, because I feel bad that she has to think this way. She's like, "He doesn't abuse me. He doesn't whatever. It's fine." It's like, a little higher standard. But I do think that if it works for her, it should work for everyone else. But I like a reunion because then they all get to confront each other and yell at each other. Yeah. So I do like that a lot, you guys. Okay. So we have to go because we got dinner in the oven that I didn't cook. Oh, that's okay.
My timer's about to go.
No, I see his little eyes looking at me like, is she starting a new point when we got to get moving? He did this a couple times under the table.
Oh, wow. You're going to call me out like that?
Well,
you promised that these would only go 40 minutes.
I did. And I went over.
So if you're going to call me out on that, I mean, that's unfair.
I did go over, but we did call me out on I don't cook and stuff.
But that's true. You don't.
All right. Well, we'll probably need to hit up some marriage therapy after this one. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Dolores' parents are still married, living separate. You say desperate houses? Separate houses. So, I mean, what works for some people might not work for the next, but that's why a good friend is just like, "Are you okay with this? Just be honest with me." You pull them aside. And if they say, "I really am," you drop it and you let them live their life, because
that's true.
You just want everyone to have peace and be happy, especially if you love someone. So anyways, thanks, Chell, for jumping back on, and I'm excited to do New York with you.
Yeah, I can't wait for the reunion, because we're going to be talking about that too.
Yep, and then we'll start on New York probably next Thursday.
Well, whenever the reunion's over, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Ooh, I can just do if you don't want. Well, we can talk about it offline.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you guys. Don't forget to smash the like on your way out. Thank you for saying enjoy your dinner. Therapy over dinner. Exactly. Nothing better behind the scenes with Joleen and Xchel. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow at 12:15 Pacific with Miranda for the challenge chat. We'll be getting caught up on the challenge All Stars on Paramount
What
Plus.
time's that at?
12:15 Pacific.
Nice.
So make sure you join us. Yes. And me and Nana obviously will be back Monday for 90 Day with Nana. And then we're starting Beverly Hills. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Me and Nana are going back to Fridays covering Beverly Hills. I'm so excited. And Nana, we're having ribs. If Nana asked, thank you, Skibo. Thank you for everyone supporting. If you want to, check out the Patreon. If not, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We appreciate all of you. Love you, Xchel.
Bye. Love you too.
Let's go eat. Bye, guys.